Hi everybody and welcome along to the Big Quiz Night In, and for the very first time right now, hopefully it's working. We should be live on TikTok and on YouTube, as well as my usual place, Facebook Live. It's been a mad rush trying to get this sorted. I would like to say, first of all, Andy, thank you. You are indeed watching the correct version on YouTube. Thank you for your comments. I can see them here. You might not see them on screen. I don't know if I've quite combined them properly yet. That might have to wait until next week. I try to get as much sorted as I can, but it's looking like everything seems to be working. We've also got some people watching on TikTok. Thank you for being here. The Killy Adventures, thank you for being here and asking how the quiz works. Essentially, I will explain as we go, but there are 3 quiz rounds of 15 questions. You don't have to put any guesses in the comments because we like to reveal the answers at the end of each round, and then you can tell me how many points you think you got overall. There's also some game show stuff along the way. We'll do conundrums, we'll do catchphrases. If you've ever seen catchphrase on TV, we'll do some of that later on. We've got an Our Survey Says Family Fortunes or Family Feud style question. There's loads that happens on this show. This is episode 171. All of the others were only on Facebook. Now I'm finally in a position where, in theory, I can do this on TikTok and YouTube, and it looks like it's working. Thank you again, Andy, for the comments there. So, with that said, normally what we do is, for this very first question, I'll go into what we call the kids question, where one or both of my kids will come on and ask a question to kick the show off. For one reason or another, I can't do that tonight, but that will return next week, I'm sure. It's just been an absolutely mad rush. But yes, I will pass on all your comments because, Ruben will no doubt be watching a little bit of this as well. But he'll be back next week. It's been a busy couple of days for a lot of us. So yeah, with that said, is this done through TikTok Studio? It looks really cool. Thank you. No, it's not. This is done purely through OBS, and Stream Elements Live is allowing me to multi-stream. I did plan all of this to be vertical on TikTok, but for some reason it's not working. So I've had to go horizontal. So you're gonna have to turn your phone around if you're watching on your phone. But yeah, thank you. I put a lot of effort into how this all looks. I hope you like the rest of it as well. So with that said, I'm going to skip over the kids question. We'll do that next week. We're going to go straight to round 1 and we'll kick off the show. So, we've already got the first countdown conundrum on screen now. Again, you don't have to guess that in the comments, particularly on Facebook. We don't put guesses in the comments on Facebook. It's not particularly a problem if you do that on TikTok. It doesn't matter because people will be dropping in and out. I don't mind too much, but I won't be acknowledging the answers, or at least saying them, because I don't want to reveal them until we get to the end of each quiz round. And because we are going live across 3 different places for the very first time tonight, the subjects of our first 3 quiz rounds, or at least the first 2, are connected. So we're doing 3 of a kind first, which will be around all about 3 of a kind. So anything connected to that phrase. We'll then do a 3 names round, which will be about famous people, real or fictional, who have 3 parts to their name. So lots of trivia connecting to that. Round number 3 will be, the background music's still playing. That's very strange. Let me just mute that for you. Thank you for your comment. Yes, thanks for that, Jody. I'll get to the hellos in a minute. But round number 3 will be back to school, so that'll be all kinds of trivia connected to that phrase. Not necessarily school questions, of course, because we don't want that. But it will be back to school themed. And then we finish on our game shows round. The show normally lasts about an hour and a half. It'll be a bit shorter tonight, I imagine, because we've cut the kids' question from this evening. But let's say, first of all, say some hellos if I can, to the people in the comments, in addition to the TikTok and the YouTube feed. So we have got Vernia and Pete saying good evening. That's the Brazilians team. We've got Gabby saying hi everyone. Peaky in the Brain is here. Who else we got? We've got Jody as well. Hello to you, Jody. And Dave as well is saying good evening all. Plenty of people tuning in, and if you haven't said hi in the comments yet, please do. YouTube is miles behind than Facebook. I think, yeah, there might be a problem there, but again, we'll see how it goes. Hardly surprising because Facebook is always going to be the primary way I'm outputting this quiz, but that's fine, doesn't matter. The chat's not too mixed up. Millie's there in the chat saying, sorry we're late, you're okay, I'm just starting the quiz anyway. Bit of a jumbled mess at the minute, but we're getting there. So first quiz round, let's get started. I'm going to give you 15 questions on the subject of 3 of a kind. Make a note of them. Don't put your guesses in the comments. Let's go. Question number 1. Name the last 3 Prime Ministers of the United Kingdom. Name the last 3 Prime Ministers of the United Kingdom. That's question number 1. Hi to Chrissy in the chat. Hope you're doing good. Now, who else have we got? Got Abby as well sharing my live. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. By the way, with the Countdown Conundrum, is 2 extra points on top of this quiz round if you get that right. So you get 2 bonus points. There's 3 of those this evening, as always. Question number 2. Which 3 football teams finished 1st, 2nd and 3rd in the English Premier League last season? So the season that's just ended, which 3 football teams finished 1st, 2nd and 3rd in the English Premier League? You get 1 point for each correct answer for all of my quiz questions. So that means for that one and the first question, that's 6 points in total already. Yeah, I don't know why the background music carried on. It's never done that before. That's very strange. Good evening to Jan. Thank you for joining. Good evening to you. It's great that you're here. We're on Facebook, YouTube and TikTok tonight, mate. Exciting times. Football, boo. Yes. Yeah, it's only the one question. Question number 3. The pop group called Three of a Kind had which chart-topping single in 2005? The pop group called Three of a Kind had which chart-topping single in 2005? Yes, if the YouTube stream is miles behind to Andy and anybody else watching on YouTube, just put your comments in as and when you can, and I'll read them out still. I won't ignore them, don't you worry. Question number 4 for 3 more points. Alphabetically, which are the last 3 signs of the zodiac? Alphabetically, which are the last 3 signs of the zodiac? Another 3 points for that question for you in our first quiz round of the evening. I've got 3 separate chats on the go on my screen at once here to try and keep up with it all. This is going to be fun. Question 5 now. Question 5. Dusty Bottoms, Ned Nederlander, and Lucky Day made up which comedy movie trio? Dusty Bottoms, Ned Nederlander, and Lucky Day made up which comedy movie trio for 1 point? Welcome to the people watching on TikTok. Nice to see some more names popping up there. Question number 6 for 3 more points. Which common names are given to the 3 bones in the human ear? Which common names are given to the 3 bones in the human ear? 1 point for each again. You will get a little bit of thinking time at the end of the quiz round as well. I always like to waffle on a bit to give you some thinking time to prepare what you think the answers might be. I can repeat questions as well when we get to the end for any that you missed. YouTube is stuck in 2020. Oh, it's all right. I'll work it out. This is the first of many, so we'll see how it goes. Question number 7 now. 1 point for each again. What are the names of the 3 musketeers? What are the names of the 3 musketeers? Yeah, in order to get all this to work, I had to delete a lot of the plugins and things that I use for OBS, the software that helps me bring this to you. So hopefully it hasn't messed things up too much. But if something else doesn't work, then let's just say I will look into it. Okay, so the next question is question number 8 now. Which 3 races make up English horse racing's Triple Crown? 1 point for each again. Andy says, you warned me YouTube would be ahead. I was expecting to be on the game post by now. Look, it's not a time machine, mate. I could do a lot, but Travel in time. Great Scott, Marty! Definitely can't do that. I'm afraid not, no. To be honest, I wasn't sure which would be ahead, but Facebook I have to push as my main one for this to work. I have no choice in that matter because, yeah, you don't need to know all the technical stuff, it's fine. Put it this way, this is the best way for now. Question number 9. Name the last 3 different First Ladies of the USA. Name the last 3 different First Ladies of the USA. 1 point for each for that one as well. If you're just joining me, we're going through a 3 of a kind question round, and there is also a countdown conundrum on screen there. If you can unscramble those letters and spell out a 9-letter word with them, you get yourself 2 extra points, as long as it is a recognised word in the dictionary. There should only be 1 that you can spell, but there might be others. But let me know. And if you do get it right at the end of this round when I reveal the answer, you get 2 extra points, as I've said there. Question 10. Which 3 mountains in the United Kingdom would you climb to achieve the 3 Peaks Challenge? Which 3 UK mountains must you climb to achieve the 3 Peaks Challenge? I wonder why YouTube is so behind. That is interesting. Now, there was always going to be some troubleshooting I'd have to do with this. I'm just going to carry on, but something to think about between now and next week's quiz, because I'll be back again next week. Question 11 now. Question 11. Name the last 3 actors to win the Best Actor Oscar. Name the last 3 actors to win the Best Actor Oscar. Question 12 now. Question number 12. Name the last 3 actresses to win the Best Actress Oscar. 1 more point for each of those as well. The quiz rounds we do, again, for those who are new, the quiz rounds we do are, I always mix and match. They're always different. So if you don't like a quiz round 1 week, the next week it'll be different. So it's always going to be mixed up. And if you are a Patreon supporter of mine, then you can request your own subjects as well, or just questions in general. I can add them into existing quiz rounds. Lots of possibilities there. Jason Statham was denied. Jason Statham is not likely to win an Oscar, no matter how much you want him to, my darling. Says Chrissy over in the TikTok chat there. As great as an actor as he is, as much fun as we have watching his films. Right, the next question is question number 13. Name the 3 best-selling cars in the UK for last year. Name the 3 best-selling cars in the UK for last year. So that's 3 points, but it is make and model. You need to guess. Yeah, we recently rewatched The Beekeeper, which is a fun movie. Very fun movie. And what was the other one we watched? Working Man or something? I forget what that one was called now. That was good though, the newer one. Oh no, Poland are losing, Jan. Oh dear. Long way to go yet though, right? I didn't see what matches were on this evening. I did see the Lewandowski news though, that he wasn't going to play, or wasn't going to play anymore because he's not captain or something. I don't know the details. I just saw the headline, admittedly, but yeah, it's a shame. Question 14. Name the 3 highest grossing films in the world to date. Name the 3 high... Oh, The Mechanic was the one we watched. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Jason Statham in The Mechanic. I knew it was another job of some description. Name the 3 highest grossing movies in the world to date. Of all time, the 3 highest grossing films. Worldwide box office. Went England playing as well tonight, actually. Sure, I saw something come up on my phone before I came on here. All right, and question 15, the final question in this round before we reveal the answers. Which three acts have had a UK hit with a song called Cherish? Different songs, typically, but they are all called the same thing, Cherish. Which three acts have had a UK hit with a song called Cherish? 1 point for each. That's the end of the round. Have a think about those. If you want me to repeat any questions, let me know in the chat. Obviously, if you're watching on YouTube, apparently the live feed is a bit behind, or 5 years behind if my daughter's comments running to go by. But you can let me know if you want me to repeat a question or two, if you missed any, or if you wanted me to remind you of some. I will go through the answers. I'll reveal the Countdown Conundrum answer as well. Two bonus points if you can work that one out. And then we'll move on to round 2, which is 3 names, which is a slightly different twist on the 3 theme. We're only doing that tonight because we are, for the first time, live on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. So 3 of a kind right there. So I'm just waiting to see if I've got any more requests. I'm looking across all the chats now. If anybody else wants to request a repeat for a question, I will do that. And then I'll crack on. Nothing's coming up in terms of requests. So one thing I'll quickly say then is, depending on where you're watching, go onto my profile when you're finished watching this. Make sure you're giving me a follow, and also there's a link in the description of every video I post where you can go and see all the other places I provide content and lots of other fun things. So do consider checking that out. I would really appreciate it. Let's go through the answers, shall we, for the first round and see how many points you've got. And don't forget to comment what your scores are. And if you've got an amusing pub quiz team name I can read out, as long as it's not rude or too rude, I will read it out and we'll have a laugh about that. So, with that said, question 1. The last 3 Prime Ministers of the United Kingdom. We've currently got Keir Starmer, then before that, Rishi Sunak, and then before that, Liz Truss. Liz Truss for 3 points. Question 2 for another 3 points. The 3 football teams that finished in the top 3 of the English Premier League last season: Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City. Question 3 was, the pop group called Three of a Kind had which chart-topping single in 2005? It was called Baby Cakes. Bit of a cheesy floor filler, really cool dance tune at the time. Very cheesy though. Question 4, alphabetically. Which are the last 3 signs of the zodiac? They are Scorpio, Taurus, and Virgo. Question 5, Dusty Bottoms, Ned Nederlander, and Lucky Day made up which movie comedy trio? It is The Three Amigos. Question 6, which common names are given to the 3 bones in the human ear? They are the hammer, the anvil, and the stirrup. Question 7, what are the names of the 3 musketeers? That's Porthos, Athos, and Aramis. Question 8, which 3 races make up an English Triple Crown in horse racing? That's the 2000 Guineas, the St. Leger, and the Epsom Derby. Question 9, the last 3 different First Ladies of the USA are Melania Trump, Jill Biden, and Michelle Obama. 1 point for each. And again, for this question, the 3 mountains in the UK you must climb to achieve a 3 Peaks challenge. It is Ben Nevis, Mount Snowdon, and Scafell Pike. No. Domestos for the Musketeers. No. That's a cleaning product. Right. Okay, the next question was question 11. The last 3 actors to win a Best Actor Oscar. You had Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, and Brendan Fraser for The Whale. So just the actors you needed to name there, in any order, 1 point for each. And then the same for the actresses, 1 point for each of these as well. We have Mikey Madison in Anora, Emma Stone in Poor Things, and Michelle Yeoh in Everything Everywhere All at Once. So that's another 3 points there. In question 13, name the 3 best-selling cars in the UK for last year. Make and models: Ford Puma, Kia Sportage, and Nissan Qashqai. Or Qashqai. Qashqai? Question 14. The three highest grossing films in the world to date, according to the global box office, is Avatar. The original Avatar is still the highest grossing movie. Then it's Avengers Endgame, and then it's Avatar The Way of Water. 2 Avatar movies, and then Avengers Endgame. Those are the top 3. So in any order, 1 point for each. And finally, question 15 for this round. Which 3 acts have had a UK hit with a song called Cherish? They are Madonna, David Cassidy, and Kool and the Gang. The answer then for the countdown conundrum, here we go. It is non-profit. So if you put non-profit, if you've written that down somewhere, you have got yourself 2 bonus points on top of your tally of score for the entire quiz round there. For the 3 of a kind round, all 15 questions, there were multiple points available. Add them all up. Let me know in the comments how many you got, if you've been with us for the most or the start of that round at least. And if you want to come up with a fun pub quiz team kind of name for yourself or yourselves, if you're watching with more people, you absolutely can. My usual crowd on Facebook and YouTube technically now are all aware of that. So I might read some of them out in a moment when I see those comments come in. Andy says 28 for me, alas no conundrum. I would argue that means YouTube is ahead of time now, or on time rather, because nobody in Facebook had said that. I did say last 3 different first ladies to reply to Dave's comment. So Melania Trump, Jill Biden, and Melania Trump again, or Melania. Those are the last 3, but I did say the last 3 different ones. So only 2 points if that's what you put. But thank you for checking that. I always appreciate people clarifying, just in case. It's not unheard of for there to be the odd mistake or 2 in any quiz anywhere in the world. So believe me, I'm fine with you checking with me for any of these things. Jan says over on Facebook as well, 19 plus 2 points for the word. Yes, you got the word well done. The Britzillions team on Facebook say 17 plus 2, so they got the conundrum as well. Excellent scores. Who else have we got here? Does anybody else want to say on TikTok, if you're watching, did you keep track of your scores? Did you do well? You don't have to say an exact score if you don't want to. Just let me know in the comments. Always appreciate that. Millie says 7 points. Well done. Thanks for having a go at that one. Dave's got 22 points. Gabby says Pinky in the Brain got 26 points plus 2 for the conundrum. Excellent work. Yes, everybody will be relieved that Pinky in the Brain are here, because we will be playing catchphrase later on, which means they will no doubt be guessed immediately with their track record. Okay. If there's any more, please do say them in the comments regardless. We are going to move on to round 2, but I'm always watching those comments. So let's move on, shall we? Okay, so round number 2 is 3 names. So sticking with the 3 theme, at least for this round, this time round I'm going to be asking you questions about people who have 3 parts to their name. So each question is worth 3 points. Because if you only get the first name and the surname, that's fine. You get 2 points still. If you only get one part of their name, then you get 1 point. Of course, if you get all 3, you can have all 3 points for each question. You can also see there is a new countdown conundrum on screen now, which means that you got another 2 points for that if you can work it out. But I won't, of course, reveal any answers at all until we get to the end of this round. So yes, welcome along to Amy. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you, Vicky, for being here as well. Do stick around. We are now starting round 2. See how many points you get with this quiz round. Question 1. Which well-known actress gave voice to Gloria the Hippo in Madagascar? Which well-known actress gave voice to Gloria the Hippo in Madagascar? 1 point for each correct part of their name. Question number 2 now. Which actress starred in Freaky Friday and A Fish Called Wanda? Which actress starred in Freaky Friday and A Fish Called Wanda? Okay, your next question then. Question number 3. Who is the famous author who wrote Treasure Island and Kidnapped? Again, they've all got 3 parts to their name. for all these questions in this round. Who is the famous author who wrote Treasure Island and Kidnapped? Question number 4 now. What was the name of the man who murdered John Lennon in 1980? What was the name of the man who murdered John Lennon in 1980? Hello to Rugby 106, is that? Welcome along. We're doing a 3 names quiz round. So question number 5 now. What was the birth name of the actress who played Hannah Montana? What was the birth name of the actress who played Hannah Montana? Yes, 106. I thought that's what I said. You're my next door neighbour, by the way. You've never discovered me on TikTok. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Oh, I'll have to put in some rugby questions into a future quiz then. Amazing. Oh, make sure you give us a follow then. It all counts. Welcome. Right, your next question then is, who is the famous author who wrote Little Women? Thank you for the follow. You can request subjects for me to do TikTok quizzes now if you want. Just drop me a comment in another video one day. That's what I do. TikTok, we do requests if you leave a comment on another video. Right. Yes. Who was the famous author who wrote Little Women for question 6? And question number 7. Which actor originally gave voice to Darth Vader on film? Which actor originally gave voice to Darth Vader on film? And will continue to, thanks to AI, with him and his family's approval before he passed, which is a good thing, I think. As long as they've got approval from the right people, it's a good thing to use AI for that, I think. Finally, one I can answer, because he says, yes, I knew you'd get that one. Question number 8 now. You might know this one as well. Question 8. Who famously directed the films called The Godfather and Apocalypse Now, which we still haven't watched, which I still haven't watched at least? We must resolve that at some point. We've been saying that for years. I don't know which version to watch, though. Don't just want to watch any old version. I know there's a couple of different cuts of the film. Yes, so who directed the films The Godfather and Apocalypse Now? Godfather 1 and 2, amazing, by the way. I'm sure Apocalypse Now is as well. Right, question number 9. What do the initials GRR stand for in the author of the Game of Thrones name? Of the Song of Ice and Fire, isn't it? And Game of Thrones being one of the books in that series. Hi to Cave Arcade. Was another one I follow on TikTok. Great account. Thank you for stopping by for however long you're here. We're doing a round all about 3 names. People with 3 names. 1 point for each part of their name you will get from me. Right, your next question. Question number 10. Which actress won an Oscar for her role in the 2002 movie version of Chicago? Which actress won an Oscar for her role in the 2002 movie of Chicago? I'm so pleased this is all working. It's been such a pain, honestly. If you were on YouTube, like Andy showed me earlier on watching, there's like a million different test live things that I sent out there to get this working, and TikTok it happened as well. And there's so much that isn't quite right, but it seems to be going okay, so I'm really pleased with that. Thank you for stopping by. Question number 11 now for 3 more points. Which actor portrayed Ali G, Borat and Bruno on film? Which actor portrayed Ali G, Borat and Bruno on film? So again, 1 point for each correct part of the name of each person here. Question 12 now. Which actress played Buffy Summers on TV? Which actress played Buffy Summers on TV? Hello to Grace. Thank you for joining the live. Hope you're doing well. I do get to see these notifications come up, which is quite helpful, I must say. Nothing worse than sat here talking to myself and not seeing any activity on anything. It's like, is anybody there? Question number 13 now. Question 13 in this round. Which American celebrity married David Burtka in 2014? Which American celebrity married David Burtka in 2014? 3 more points for that one if you get the full name. 2 bonus points. 2 bonus points if you get the conundrum that's on screen now. If you can unscramble that and spell out a 9-letter word and it's a genuinely, doesn't have to be the answer I've got, but if it's a genuine 9-letter recognised word, you get 2 extra points for that. Grace says, hi, I'm your next door neighbour's girlfriend. We'll get the whole street watching by the end of it. That'd be great. Why not? And the smattering of people from around the world, but mostly our street. Brilliant. Question 14. Question 14 now. What did Phoebe Buffay change her name to in an episode of Friends? Technically, there's a title to this name and then the 3 parts of the name, technically. But there's 3 main parts to the name still. Thank you for the follow as well. Yes, we should. I'll get my friends to join. I appreciate that. See, this is the thing, because I'm on Facebook. 171 episodes on Facebook over the last 4 or 5 years. Only people who are on Facebook and find me, which isn't actually that many people I socialise with or know, are the ones that follow me and have done for a very long time. Very, very proud of that following we have. But now I'm on TikTok and YouTube. New people that I know may also find me, as is happening here. And that's amazing. Hope you enjoy it. Right, the last question then. What do the initials JRR stand for in J.R.R. Tolkien's name? What do those initials stand for in J.R.R. Tolkien's name? 1 point for each. All of these, if you have no idea what the answer is, they're just names. So just have a guess. Like, write something down, have a guess. Because if you don't guess, you've definitely got it wrong. And that is one of my top tips for doing a pub quiz, which is also one of the pinned videos on my TikTok profile. Oh, yes. Is always have a guess. Even if you know it's a ridiculous guess, because you never know when you're going to get something right. You get an extra point. Great. You don't guess, you've definitely got it wrong. Why not? Yeah, if you do post your guesses in the comments, I'm not going to acknowledge them because I don't want to give it away to people watching on Facebook or YouTube certainly on Facebook, where I don't tell people the answers until we get to that point. And if you put them in the comments, then it kind of gives it away for other people that might be the answer. On TikTok, I don't mind too much because people will be dropping in and out, but just know I see your guesses, but I'm not going to be commenting on them. So that is the end of the round. Does anybody want me to repeat any of the questions? Because again, that offer is always there. I have to shut the curtain a bit because that sun is still really bright out there. Let me know if you want any questions repeated. Of those 15, we'll do the same thing again for the back to school subject next, which is a bit more of a traditional general knowledge kind of question round, again, just with that theme connected to it. So, yeah, I hope you like that one. When we get to game shows tonight, if you missed the announcement earlier on, we're going to be doing Family Fortunes. So I'll bring up on screen the Family Fortunes game that I've made on here with a new question, and you have to help all work together, and then you do guess in the comments what you think the answers are to the question, and then I'll reveal them. We've got all the sound effects as always, and then we'll do the same for catchphrase as well. 3 different catchphrases we will do, which I incorporate trivia questions into. All right, no comments for repeats. You must all be doing very well and keeping up, or not fussed about whether you've got them wrong. Either way, it's fine. Hopefully Andy's still up to speed as well over on YouTube land. I'm not seeing anybody else watching on that side yet, but that's fine. It will happen at some point. It doesn't matter. Let's do the answers, shall we? Question number 1. Which well-known actress gave voice to Gloria the Hippo in Madagascar? It is Jada Pinkett Smith. So again, 1 point for each correct part of the name. Question 2, which actress starred in Freaky Friday and A Fish Called Wanda? That was Jamie Lee Curtis. Question 3. Who's the famous author that wrote Treasure Island and Kidnapped? It's Robert Louis Stevenson. Question 4. What was the name of the man who murdered John Lennon in 1980? That was Mark David Chapman. Question 5. What was the birth name of the actress who played Hannah Montana? That is Destiny Hope Cyrus. Miley Cyrus's birth name was Destiny Hope Cyrus. So if you just got Cyrus from that, you still get 1 point, yeah? Just not for the other parts of the name. Question 6. Who was the famous author who wrote Little Women? That is Louisa May Alcott. Question 7. Which actor originally gave voice to Darth Vader on film? That's James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones. Question 8. Who famously directed the films called Godfather and Apocalypse Now? That is Francis Ford Coppola. Question 9. What do the initials GRR stand for in the author of A Game of Thrones name? That is George Raymond Robert Martin. Question 10. Which actress won an Oscar for her role in 2002's Chicago movie Catherine Zeta-Jones? Question 11. Which actor portrayed Ali G, Borat and Bruno on film? That was Sacha Baron Cohen. Question 12 was which actress played Buffy Summers on TV? So that was Sarah Michelle Gellar. Due to reprise the role soon, they're doing a new version of the series, continuing the old story. I think she's going to be more of a mentor kind of type character coming back for that. But that's quite exciting that it's a continuation as well. Question 13. Which American celebrity married David Burtka in 2014? That is Neil Patrick Harris. Question 14. What did Phoebe Buffay change her name to in an episode of Friends? It was Princess Consuela Banana Hammock. Because of course she did. So technically it's Consuela Banana Hammock with the title Princess. But you can have 3 points if you've got at least 3 of those words. Just give yourself 3 points, it's fine. And question 15, the final question in this round was, what do the initials JRR stand for in Tolkien's name? That was John Ronald Reuel. R-E-U-E-L, I think. John Ronald Reuel. Or Rail. Not sure how to pronounce it, but that's what it was. And the answer for the countdown conundrum, here we go. Bedridden. Bedridden is the answer there. So 2 points extra if you got the conundrum. And yeah, 1 point for each of everything else that's just happened there. Tally up your scores again. Get in the comments. Let me know. How many points do you think you got in that round? No shame if you struggled with it. They're only easy if you know the answer. And we're only here just to have some fun and to pass the time on an evening. Do something different with ourselves, eh? Rather than whatever else you'll be doing. Let's just have a laugh, shall we? And maybe learn something along the way. Every day's a school day and all that. Let me know how many points you've got, and we'll move on to our back to school quiz round next. What's going on that I can tell you as the scores come flooding in? Thank you very much for this, guys. So Jan says 36 points, but no extra point. 36 points? Are you sure? Oh, of course, it was multiple. 3 points for each question. Goodness me. Yeah, we're going to get some high scores, aren't we? Oh, I forgot about it for a minute there. Still 1-0 at half-time in the football there, Jan. Okay, well, best of luck to your team, your country. I hope they pull it back. Jody says 10 points. Dave says 24 points. Oh, 1-1 in yellow cards, he says. Brilliant. Well, hopefully no reds for your team. Millie says 12 points for that one. Good, good, good. Boosting up the score slightly there. Excellent work. Any more for any more? 10 points, says the neighbours. Rugby, well done. Rugby 106. 10 points. Good effort. Hopefully, you'll get loads of points in this next one. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier for all of you. We shall see. 17, says Andy over on YouTube. The conundrum helped. Well done. You got the conundrum. Excellent. Okay, well, let's go over now to round 3. Keep the comments coming in if you haven't posted your comments yet. Pinky in the Rain scored 40 plus 2 points. That was a fun one. Excellent. Oh, the Britzillians say 19 for us. Great stuff. That's really good. Well done, everybody. Let's go over to round 3. Now then, round number 3, you've got another conundrum on screen. This is the last one of the evening. No more conundrums after this, mainly because there's no need, because we're doing something else entirely. But this round is all about back to school, so anything connected to school, real or fictional, could be anything, okay? General knowledge round, that's just the theme. Yeah, you've got another conundrum there, another 2 bonus points up for grabs. So, with that said, let's go through this round, shall we? The first question then is, which actor played the role of substitute teacher Dewey Finn in the movie School of Rock? Which actor played the role of substitute teacher Dewey Finn in the movie School of Rock? Question number 2 now for 3 points. Which are the first 3 letters of the Greek alphabet? Which are the first 3 letters of the Greek alphabet? So 1 point for each again here. Question number 3 now, sorry. Question 3. Yes, back to school indeed. To your comments on TikTok. Very good. Right. Question 3. Prince William and Kate Middleton met whilst attending which university? Prince William and Kate Middleton met whilst attending which university? That's question number 3. Okay. Next question then, question number 4. Who is the headmaster of the School of Hard Sums? Who is the headmaster of the School of Hard Sums? You don't know that one, okay. It's all right. Have a think. Maybe you could have a guess. Question 5. Question number 5. In which American states could you find Harvard, Princeton, and Caltech universities? Yes, for question 1, technically he was an impersonator of Ned Schneebly as the substitute teacher. Dewey was his real name. I mean, yeah, technically that's true. Technically. Everybody knows. I think if you've seen the film, you know what we mean, though. Yeah. Oh, it's such a fun film, though. I love it. Absolutely love that film. Right. I'll say question 5 again. In which American states could you find Harvard, Princeton, and Caltech universities? That's a 3-pointer because they're all in different states. Hello to Ghostbuster 1981. Welcome along. All right, the next question this round then is question number 6. Who is the current Secretary of State for Education in the UK? Who is the current Secretary of State for Education in the UK? Oh. Good guesses there over on TikTok. Interesting. You might have at least one right there. Hello to Wigan Athletic Lover on TikTok. Thank you for stopping by. Your next question in this round then is question number 7. Which fictional TV schools did Bart Simpson, Buffy Summers, and Tucker Jenkins attend? Those are 3 different characters, 3 different franchises or shows. So name the 3 different TV schools. Bart Simpson, Buffy Summers, and Tucker Jenkins attended which fictional TV schools? 1 point for each of those you can guess correctly. I am hoping hopefully for next week, I will have worked out how to get the Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok chat connected so they're all on screen, not just Facebook. I did almost get it sorted, but I just ran out of time, which is why we ended up going live a little bit late. Okay, next question then. Next question is number 8. What colour are the official school buses in the USA? What colour are the official school buses in the USA? That's question 8 for 1 point. I think that's a pretty easy question. Especially if you know the answer to the Simpsons one, if anything else. You see it often enough in that. Or if you've got a friend from there, yes, as the TikTok chat is now pointing out to me, yes, that's also true. Right, question number 9 now. Harry Potter question for number 9. What is the motto of Hogwarts School when it's translated from its Latin to English? What is the motto of Hogwarts School when you translate its Latin from Latin to English? What is the motto? Hello to Cole. Thank you for joining the TikTok live. Question number 10 in this back to school themed round. Question 10. Members of which school are called Carthusians? Members of which school are called Carthusians? That is question 10 in this round. If you are just joining, the letters on screen are a conundrum. You need to unscramble them to spell a word. You get 2 bonus points for this if you get that correct as well. Up next will be our game shows round. We'll be doing Our Survey Says, a Family Fortunes question, followed by catchphrase. Question 11 for 3 more points now. Question 11. Back on Harry Potter, actually, for this one, for those who like that. Which school houses were Neville Longbottom, Draco Malfoy, and Cedric Diggory placed into by the Sorting Hat? 1 point for each. There are 3 of the different houses. Which school houses were Neville Longbottom, Draco Malfoy, and Cedric Diggory placed into by the Sorting Hat? 1 point for each. Right. Question number 12 now. Question 12 is a maths test for this one. Just the one school exam kind of question, if you want to call it that. Which 3 prime numbers come immediately after 11? Which 3 prime numbers come immediately after 11? 1 point for each of those. Worth a guess. Yes, Rugby 106, well done. Another point for you. And potentially another one. You'll find out soon what the answers are once we get to the end of the round. Question 13. William Webb Ellis is forever associated with which school? William Webb Ellis is forever associated with which school? It's definitely not that one. But funny guess in the chat over on TikTok land. Right, question 14. Which 2 gangs attended Rydell High in the movie Grease? Which 2 gangs attended Rydell High in the movie Grease? That's 1 point for each. Yeah, I know. It is funny, though, to say that. Question 15, the final question in this round, is which authors created these fictional education establishments? 1 point for each because they're 3 different authors. The Unseen University, Mallory Towers, and Cruncham Hall. 1 point for each again. Which authors created these fictional education establishments? The Unseen University, Mallory Towers, and Cruncham Hall. If you would like me to repeat one of those questions in this round, do let me know. Tell me the number in the comments and I will do that for you. Interesting guesses, yeah, okay. interesting guesses over on the TikTok chat. Everybody else, if you want me to repeat any questions on Facebook or on YouTube, please do let me know. And if not, we will go with the answers very soon indeed. Thank you. Well done to you for taking part in this one. Also want to say welcome to Ollie as well in the TikTok chat, just joined for however long you're here. We're about to do the answers for round 3. We are about to then go into the game shows round, so you're going to get to see Our Survey Says and Family Fortunes. Our Survey Says and Catchphrase will be coming up very soon. Right, I'm not seeing any requests for guesses or for repeat questions, so we're just going to go straight into it. Question number 1 in Back to School was which actor played the role of substitute teacher Dewey Finn in the movie called School of Rock? It is Jack Black. Question 2, which are the first 3 letters of the Greek alphabet? They are alpha, beta, and gamma. 3 points for that one. Question 3, Prince William and Kate Middleton met whilst attending which university? It is the University of St Andrews in Fife. St Andrews. Question 4, who is the headmaster of the School of Hard Sums? That is comedian and TV personality Dara O'Brien. Question 5, in which American states could you find Harvard, Princeton and Caltech universities? The answer for that one was Massachusetts, New Jersey and California. Right, the next question I asked you was question 6. Who is the current Secretary of State for Education in the UK? That was Bridget Phillipson. Question 7. Which fictional TV schools did Bart Simpson, Buffy Summers and Tucker Jenkins attend? 1 point for each of these. Bart Simpson goes to Springfield Elementary. Buffy Summers, from Buffy the Vampire Slayer of course, goes to Sunnydale High, or went to Sunnydale High. And Tucker Jenkins went to Grange Hill. Question 8. What colour are the official school buses in the USA? They are yellow. Question 9. What is the motto of Hogwarts School when translated from Latin to English? It is, never tickle a sleeping dragon. Because of course it is. Question 10. I'm not familiar with the franchise. If you know me, you know I'm not, but it does come up a lot in our quizzes, so hope you like that one, if you're into that kind of thing. Question 10. Members of which school are called Carthusians? That is Charterhouse. Question 11, back on Harry Potter again. Which schoolhouses were Neville Longbottom, Draco Malfoy and Cedric Diggory placed into by the Sorting Hat? It's Gryffindor, Slytherin and Hufflepuff for 3 more points. Question 12, maths test. Which 3 prime numbers come immediately after 11? It is 13, 17, 19. Question 13, William Webb Ellis is forever associated with which school? It's Rugby School. If you don't know why, please do Google it in your own time. Question 14, which 2 gangs attended Rydell High in the movie Grease? It is the T-Birds and the Pink Ladies. If you put the Scorpions, that is the rival gang from the show, from the film, but they didn't go to the same school, hence why they were rival gangs. Question 15. Which authors created these fictional education establishments? The Unseen University is Terry Pratchett. Mallory Towers is Enid Blyton. And Cruncham Hall is from the Matilda story by Roald Dahl. The answer for the countdown conundrum, let's bring that up now. It is diametric. For 2 bonus points, diametric is the answer for that one. So now's the time then, let me know your final scores for this round, put them in the comments and I'll give you all shout outs as I see those comments coming in, and then we get into the game shows round. We're doing all right for time as well. I'm aware that I've chatted a lot more than I normally would because of introducing everybody to this. If you're not familiar, this is the first time we're live on TikTok at the same time and YouTube. Normally I'm only on Facebook Live, so when I do this. So for those who have just joined again, welcome along. You should see me more often here, Tuesday nights normally. That's when we do these shows. Lauren Barnes, welcome along. Thank you for joining us. Hope you stick around. We're about to play Family Fortunes, where I will be expecting you to put your guesses in the chat and you all work together to work out the top answers from the survey question I have lined up for you. Right, so Dave says 16 points over on Facebook. Pete says 14 points for the Brazilians. Jody says 12 points. Well done. Jan says 12 points plus 2 for the bonus. And Poland was very lucky. Finland struck the crossbar. Oh boy. Okay. Is it still 1-0 though to them? Gary says 22 points plus 2 for Pinky in the Brain. Another excellent score. Oh, Andy says on YouTube, 14 this time, getting worse each round. It's all right. I'm just glad you're watching. Hello to Phoenix. If you just joined us, we're about to play Family Fortunes. Do stick around. Okay, any more scores coming in? We will move on. I'll still see the comments, of course, if you don't get them in time before we move on. No pressure. But we go on to the Our Survey Says round next. And here we go. Oh no, why has it done that? That's no fair. I did so well as well. All right, well, hopefully I did that quick enough. You didn't quite see them all. You didn't see number 6. Honestly, they were all closed before. If you didn't see what those words just said, and you're welcome to have some other guesses as well. Oh, that's annoyed me, that has. Your question's on screen now. Jump in the chat, and I wonder how quickly you can work out what the 6th answer is. The question is, name a 2-word phrase that starts with secret. Yeah, it can't be a problem on the next page, so we'll have plenty of time to do those ones, and lots of trivia as well to come in the catchphrase round after this. So if you weren't paying attention just then and you didn't see the little mistake, then please do have a guess now of what you think the answers are for this question. 100 people were surveyed and they were asked, name a 2-word phrase that starts with secret. I'm going to give a bit of time for some of these answers to come in and then just pretend that nobody saw any of them. That hasn't happened for a long time. Wouldn't be me if there wasn't a mistake on a night where I tried something different on this quiz. Oh, secret squirrel. That's a cracking guess. I was hoping somebody would say that. Got some guesses coming in. Please do have a guess in the comments. Don't be shy. Let me know, especially if you've only just joined on TikTok and you missed it at the start there. I'm going to start revealing them now. Hopefully, in the other places I'm live, you will also hear the sound effects. Because again, this is the first time I'm live on TikTok and YouTube as well as Facebook. So let's see if it works, shall we? Right. We've got some good guesses in. All right, so let's get this one out of the way first then. So, secret agent, is that one of the answers? That is number 1, the top answer. Thank you. We've got Secret Santa as a guess as well. Secret Santa is there. We have Secret Service. Let's have a look. Secret Service. That's number 2. What other guesses do we have? Secret Garden. Oh, I didn't do Secret Squirrel as well. I'll come back to that one. Secret Garden's number 5. Secret Squirrel, is that there? I'm afraid not. No, that is not there. Good guess, though. Like I said, I was hoping somebody would say that. It's a good guess. But it is not one of the 2. Top Secret. Top Secret. So it's a good, I suppose it's a good guess, but it doesn't start with secret. It starts with top. So appreciate the extra guesses, though, to bulk out and play for time. Given what happened at the start. Right, maybe you didn't quite catch the other ones then. Let me just check what other guesses I've got here. Lemonade drinker, Andy says. I really hope you're up to speed on this and you're thinking secret lemonade drinker. You are showing your age. I've got no idea what that is. But again, always appreciate the guesses. Secret Society, says Pete. There's an interesting one. Secret Society. No. Oh, Secret Diary. That's another good one. Secret Diary. Let me just have a look. Is that one? No. Not Secret Diary. What about over in TikTok land? Does somebody want to have a guess over there? Have a guess in the comments. What do you think the missing answers are for this particular question? Name a two-word phrase that starts with secret. We've got secret agent, secret service, secret Santa, secret garden. What else could there be? Oh, R. White's Lemonade. Okay, all right. Now that name I do know. Okay, but yeah, I definitely don't get the reference. For an old advert, thank you. Secret lemonade drinker is a class guess, Pete says. This is definitely a generational thing. I'm sorry, guys. I've got to duck out of this one. But that's Andy for you over on YouTube. Any more for any more? I was sure you all saw more than this. Nobody's had a guess over on TikTok land, though. I know there's some people watching. I can see them. Nobody's guessed what they could be. Okay, I think I might have to reveal them. This was not what I was expecting. What else could start with secret, a two-word phrase? What else could it be? Shall I give you clues? No, do you know what? Do you know what? I think we're just going to move on. Secret sign? No. One of them's to do with food. I'll give you that as a clue. One of them is to do with food, and the other one is to do with somebody that might like you. There you go. Secret code? No. I've given you those clues, so I'm going to wait a moment for that to filter through to everybody that's watching with the delays and see if that's helped you in any way. Secret eater? No. Pete says secret ingredient. Is that the right answer? That's number 6. You got it. You got it. And Gabby says secret admirer. There we go. As does Jody. Secret admirer is the last one. Okay, so the complete list there. Agent, service, admirer, Santa, garden, and ingredient. Yes, admirer, not friend there. Thank you for your guesses. Well done. Andy over on YouTube as well, getting secret admirer. Good work. Okay, that's that one done. Let's get a catchphrase then, shall we? And just gonna populate the grid again. There was nothing there for you to see, so that's all fine. And let's bring the wheel up for you. There's the wheel which you'll need. If you're brand new to this and you're watching this for the first time, don't worry, I will explain. It's all very straightforward, I promise. So, the first of our 3 catchphrases is now behind this grid. I will ask you a trivia question. You're all playing as the same team. Okay, you're all on the same team. Guess in the comments what you think the answer is. As soon as I see the correct answer come up, I will acknowledge it, spin the wheel, and the wheel will tell us which of those squares we will be removing. And then you can have a guess at what you think the catchphrase is. And then we just rinse and repeat. Have a guess. Okay? So, with that said, your first question is, what is the Japanese art of paper folding? What is the name for the Japanese art of paper folding? As soon as I see the correct guesses in the comments, oh, we've got an Andy joining on TikTok as well. Is that, Andy, have you left YouTube and gone to TikTok? Is that still you or is that somebody else? Oh no, 2-0, Jan. Oh no. Origami's come up as the correct answer. Well done if you said origami. Yeah, you don't have to guess in the comments. I just appreciate it, and that's how I know if you got it right. So origami's been guessed. I've spun the wheel. That is the correct answer. Number 2. We are going to be removing number 2. Have a guess. Say what you see. What is this catchphrase? Hello to Giggles in the TikTok world. Thank you for joining. What do you think this is? Say what you see in that catchphrase. And I'll do the next question. Now we have removed number 2 from the wheel. Question 2. Which gas is most abundant in the Earth's atmosphere? Which gas is most abundant in Earth's atmosphere? Oh, Andy is still watching on YouTube as well. He says, no, that's a different Andy. Okay, all right. I knew you had got TikTok as well at one point. I don't know if you still go on it at all, but yeah, I thought I'd check. But if that must be a different one then. All are welcome. All are welcome. So yes, which gas is the most abundant in the Earth's atmosphere? Have a guess at that. When I see the correct answer, we'll be removing another square. And that number will be number 4. Is it going to go to number 5? It is gone to number 5. Okay. Centre square. Is that going to be helpful? Pull a rabbit out of the hat's a good guess, but it's incorrect, I'm afraid. Let's remove number 5. There we go. You're seeing quite a few different things there. I reckon somebody's going to guess this one. I reckon somebody's going to guess this very soon. Next question then is your third question. Is an Irish Kerry Blue a dog, a pig, or a cheese? Is an Irish Kerry Blue a dog, a pig, or a cheese? Have a guess in the comments. As soon as somebody guesses the right one, we'll be removing the next square, which the wheel is now selecting for us. That's going to be... Looks like it's going to be number 6. It's not. Pull a rabbit out of the hat as the only guess so far. Number 6 we're going to be removing. Once we see the correct answer, is an Irish Kerry Blue a dog, a pig, or a cheese? Have a guess over on TikTok as well. We've got Dave and Jody saying with cheese. Gabby's now saying dog. Let's remove number 6 because one of those is the correct answer. It is a dog. An Irish Kerry Blue is a dog. Sounds more like a cheese, doesn't it? So that's the next square removed. And we move on to your next question. And that is, what is a John Doe to an American citizen? What is a John Doe to an American citizen? Yes, well done, Pete, as well, from Britzillions there, saying dog. Gabby's gone with bag of tricks. Let's have a look. Is it bag of tricks, I wonder? Let's check it out. And I can tell you now, bag of tricks is the correct answer. Well done. Still answer that question, but let me reveal the rest of the board for you. There we go. It is bag of tricks. Well done, Gabby. Excellent work. Yes, so continue to answer this question because it relates to the next one now. We'll do this again for another catchphrase. What is a John Doe to an American citizen? Keep commenting what you think it is, and we will move on to the next one. Let's reset the board and the wheel. Which it has not done. We don't want that. We want the full wheel. Thank you very much. There we go. And let's close that up. And we're ready to go again. So, an unidentified person. Yes, we typically hear it when talking about, as Jody says, there a dead man there, but it's specifically just an unidentified person. So they could be alive as well, and they're just a John Doe. But that's when we normally see it, isn't it? So I'm going to reveal now the first square of the evening for this particular catchphrase. The third one, by the way, is one of my favourites in a long time. We've had some crackers, but the third one of my favourites, I must admit. I do like it. I like the answer. Take or leave the actual catchphrase. Right, number 6 then. Here we go with number 6. What could this one be? Your next question then is, Southern Comfort comes from which US state? Have a guess in the comments, please, wherever you're watching. Southern Comfort comes from which US state? We're now going to be removing, when I see the correct answer, we will be removing square number 2. Was it going to go to 3? Right on the border there, it's gone over to 3. All right, we're going to be removing square number 3 as long as I see the correct answer there in the comments, please. Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube, wherever you are, have a guess. Which US state does Southern Comfort come from? It is not Kentucky, not Tennessee. Tennessee's Jack Daniels. I'm not sponsored by them. Can you imagine that? Sponsored by JD asking questions about Southern Comfort. Oh boy, I might get in trouble for that. No, it says not that. Louisiana, Pete says that is the correct answer. Right, so we're going to remove number 3. Hello to Philip. I just enjoying in the TikTok chat. Welcome along. What do you think this catchphrase is? Jody's laughing. Oh, yes. Okay, so there you go. I've only revealed those 2 squares so far. Feel free to have a guess. I think you could probably get it from that. Let's do the next one, shall we? Question, where are we now? We're up to question 6 in this round. What is the name of the United States national flag? What name is given to the United States national flag? When I see the correct answer, I was 2-1. 2-1 in the football. Hopefully there's still time for another goal there for you, Jan. Thanks for keeping me posted. Number 9 will be removed next. Sticking to that far right column. If you're watching on TikTok, feel free to have a guess. Putting the bin out's good, but it's not right. Rubbish telephone call, good, but it's not right. What I can tell you, though, is the correct answer is talking rubbish. Very good. Well done, Millie. Let's remove the rest of the board. There we go. Rubbish is having a conversation with another bag of rubbish. They are talking rubbish. Yes, there we go. It looks like they're laughing. I was tempted to say bag of laughs when I first saw this one. That was my immediate reaction. But there are 2 of them, and they are clearly talking to each other. So talking rubbish. Trash talking's good as well. Do you know, I'd have probably given you that if you'd have said trash talking first. That's a really good shout. Phone call with my ex-boyfriend, Gabby says. No, but you're not both bags of rubbish, are you? Come on. Anyway, that's the end of that one then. So we need to go to the next one. I'll just need to refresh this again. Oh, sometimes it does that. Sometimes it just continues as the same, and sometimes it loads it for fresh. Right, let's close the board down. And we'll now go to the 3rd and final one. Like I said, this one's a real good one. At least I love the answer. Let's see which one we're going to be removing first as you answer this next question. You did get Star Spangled Banner. That's a good point, actually. Let's do Star Spangled Banner. Jodie's guessed that correct, so we should acknowledge that and remove that here. So that's going to be number 9. Let me remove number 9 now. There we go. That's not going to help you at all, but at least it's a start, right? We remove number 9. The next question is, in which decade did Euro Disney open to the public? Euro Disney in Paris, in which decade did that open to the public? Do you have a guess in the comments? The next one we're going to be removing will be... we're going to be removing square number 8 next. When I see somebody guess the correct answer to that trivia question, which decade did Euro Disney open to the public? And obviously we're doing catchphrase now, and we did Family Fortunes before that. Next week, I'll be live at the same time. We'll be doing tenable games, top 10 tenable games instead of catchphrase, because I do like to mix it up. So that's what you should see next week, along with the usual 3 quiz rounds of varying subjects that we did at the start of the show for those who were here at the start. We've got 80s and 90s guests. I can tell you the 90s is the correct answer. The 90s is the correct answer there. Hello to Panda Emic369. Emic369, thank you for watching, albeit maybe brief or not, doesn't matter. Appreciate the engagement. Here we go with number 8. We're going to be removing from our catchphrase board. Yeah, you need something a bit more higher up on the board to really help you out with this one, I think. Right, here we go with the next one. Sorry, it just makes me laugh, this one. Your next question is, what is the chemical symbol for silver? What is a chemical symbol for silver? By the way, if anybody's commenting over on TikTok, I haven't seen a comment there for a long time. I don't know if the chat has crashed or something. I'm seeing people joining, but I'm not seeing any more comments come in, which is fine if that's just what's happening, but it does make me wonder. Number 4. Finland medical crew is helping a fan. The match is on hold. Oh, no. Oh, dear. I hope they're okay. Right, Gabby, Dave, Jody over on Facebook, they're all saying AG, and AG is the correct answer. Let's remove number 4 from the board, shall we? And we'll get rid of that one. And we go to the next question. Which US city is nicknamed the Big Easy? Which US city is nicknamed the Big Easy? Please have a guess in the comments and let's see how many of you get it right, if anybody gets it right. And when you do, because I'm sure you will, we're going to be removing number 3, which might be a bit more helpful. Number 3 will be removed next, but which American city is called the Big Easy? Guess in the comments, please. Let me see what your guesses are. And we'll remove number 3 once somebody's got it correct. It's not New York. It's not Boston. And any more guesses for the Big Easy? No, not Utah. Oh, Millie says New Orleans. New Orleans is the correct answer. Excellent work. Hello to Andy Groves in the chat. That's the 3rd Andy we've had popping up in the chat now. I mean, 2 more on top of my fellow Patreon supporter there in YouTube land, but another Andy in the chat. Thank you for being here. Right, so we're going to remove number 3. And there you go. This one might be a bit more helpful. What is this catchphrase? Say what you see, people. Your next question to remove another square is, which man's name is a fashion brand in Asda? Mike got it. Ah, well done to Mike. Okay. It's very honest of you. Right, we've removed 3 from the board. So yeah, which man's name is a fashion brand for Asda? Have a guess again in the comments, and if you can get that right, we will be removing next square number 7. Okay, 7. Gabby says Back to the Future. She's only gone and got it. I knew it. Excellent work. George is the correct answer for the Asda question, yes. But let's reveal the rest of the board. It is Back to the Future. I mean, the jacket for me is a big helpful clue from the films as well. It's a very similar style jacket as far as this kind of animation could go. But there's the full picture. He's going out and going back to the future. 2085 in this case. But yes, George was the answer to that trivia question. We would have removed number 7 next, but you have now successfully guessed all 3 of our catchphrase questions, which tragically means we're now at the end of the show. So let's go to the final page. And so I can tell you now, as always, with all the things I host, if you go to my profile page, if you click on the links in the descriptions, wherever you're watching this, either in the description if you're on YouTube or Facebook, or if you just go to my profile on TikTok, plenty of quiz content is posted there. Do give us a follow, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, please. The engagements will help. Also, if you click the link or go to my Beacons link, you will also find the merch store as well, because you can get Big Quiz Night in logos that you can see here and here. You can get that on just about anything, and it helps me support and grow what I do here, including now the ability to go multi-streaming for the first time. And apart from the chat being separated and not all together, it's generally, I think, gone okay. And YouTube was behind for a bit, but it eventually caught up. So I hope you've all enjoyed it. I'm sorry if I missed any of your comments. That's the one thing I do want to sort out. But it's been a good laugh. And generally speaking, for a debut of multi-streaming rather than just on Facebook, It's been fun. It's been fun. Hello to William Taylor. Thank you for joining over on TikTok. You are just at the end of the show, I'm afraid. I'll be back Tuesday next week, 8 o'clock UK time again. Thanks for the quiz, Gabby says. Congrats on your first multi-stream. It's so exciting, honestly. Now, there is one other little thing I'm going to leave you with as a treat for those who have just or stuck around to the end. Something else I've been telling Patreons about that I'd love to do is to build a Big Quiz Night In app. A quiz app that you can play your quizzes at any time you like. And it's very, very early days, but I have started making one. Officially started making one. I'm using Google Gemini AI to help me code it. I don't know what stage I managed to get it to at this stage. It might be a year's time. It might be 6 months' time. I have no idea. But I will show you my work in progress when I've got a working version to show you. It's pretty cool. Simple, but it's pretty cool. And we'll see where that goes. So there's a little thing for you there to look forward to one day. It is something I wanted to do for a long time, and I have started to make it. So I'll send you some little sneak peeks once I've got a working version of some description to share. But there's a long road ahead. So thank you for all the lovely comments. Yes, it is exciting. It's a bit frustrating, but it is fun. YouTube had no delays, Andy says. All working fine. Take care, everyone. Oh, good, good. All right, must have been maybe a problem somebody else had, because there was delays initially. But that's fine. It's absolutely fine. Okay, that's it, everybody. I'm going to shoot off. I will see you all same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers. Good night.